Whoa! What the heck? What is going on?
Something
today?
sticky on my hand. Oh my gosh, I hate sticky.
Oh crap! It smells like resin.
Oh no, it smells like pine resin. How did I get pine resin on my arm?
I don't know, but
I didn't even touch anything
I
pine.
accidentally basically got a face a spoon, so we'll hear about it. So you know.
Ew, you got me a spoon?
It's pumpkin day. Sorry. It's pumpkin day.
Okay. So, one thing that we're going to talk about today, I'm going to show you my ring because I wasn't kidding when I told you before that I'm engaged. And I have my ring. And so, it's right there. Anyway, so I'm engaged for March.
And she has an ugly sweater. It's not even a mermaid sweater.
He got it for me. My fiance. You can't talk to my fiance that way? Yeah, well, you can't marry my wife.
Oh, brother, where art thou? So, how are you doing?
This is pumpkin.
What else were we going to talk
It's
about
a
today?
delicious pumpkin. We were also
We eat
going
the
to talk
peels.
about mules.
Mules.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what a mule is?
I shall read it up to you.
So you know how they breed tigers and lions and make an actual liger?
No, that's donkey. Is that a donkey?
Oh, a mule and a horse? Never mind, you're right. Whatever. Okay. I thought a
Mule.
mule was a mix
Maybe you're
between...
Let me read it. A mule is the offspring of a female horse and a male donkey. Never mind, Lindy's right.
Weird.
I know, I'm not range,
Miss
okay?
Ecology
I
major.
am fisheries.
animals.
I'm fisheries!
So they mix a tiger and a lion.
Mules
makes
are
a liger.
valued work animals because they are typically stronger than horses of the similar size and require less food. And they're less picky about the food that they eat.
But they cannot reproduce.
Yeah, they are sterile, is what they call it.
Right. I mean,
And
we can come up with lots more names or ideas for it. So,
that's an actual scientific term.
they're sterile. They can't reproduce. So, when they say you're as stubborn as a mule, you know what that means now. Except you don't, because...
That doesn't have anything to do with them being sterile and strong and not being picky.
They're
about what they eat.
strong-willed, it sounds like.
They are. No doubt, they are strong-willed. No, that's not what I wanted. How do you delete? Delete!
So, mules. Have you ever met a mule? I think I have. It's just been a long time.
Okay, been a long time. Glad to see your face. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is animation. Do you know that there is an animated... Oh, never mind, that's a donkey. But still, if donkey were to have a baby with a horse, then it would be a mule. What? Donkey is from Shrek.
Again, we're quoting another movie.
Okay, hold on. But the next topic is animation.
Okay?
Donkey in the movie Shrek is an animated, not mule, but close.
Parent of a mule.
I'm
But
flying in
he
two
has
different
baby
ideas.
dragons, not mules.
Okay, I'm just saying if he had.
Animated mules! Mules are dragons. Mule dragons. There we go.
So, animation.
Animation is the best. Those are the best kind of movies. You know?
See, Walt Disney, he actually started coming up with movies and everything like that and putting sounds to it in the actual right spot, not like... And they had to have the words go across the screen, not with the talking. Pierre, you shouldn't have come.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes. Or wasn't it she saying? No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, no, no.
Clearly we do that all the time. Try and confuse the people we're talking to.
It's like Night at the Roxbury.
Anyway.
Those are not animated, but neither of them, but...
Yeah, for reals.
Anyway, we love animated movies. Sing in the Rain. And...
So far, we've come up with a bunch of movies that are not animated.
I was talking about sound and Disney. So Disney actually lined sound up with animated characters, and he was the one who created a lot of things. He was an inventor. Everybody just thinks he was an artist, but he wasn't, or a cartoonist or whatever. He was an inventor. He invented a lot of things, mostly for film. But anyway.
And he was a genius, is what
He was.
thought.
Disney has gone a little bit different than they used to be.
Right. So,
I don't know if I approve of all of it.
So I have a funny story. My niece, who is 6, came up to me one day.
One day.
I can't remember where this...
They're trying to...
Oh, she was asking me... So we were talking about movies, and I told her that the cartoons aren't real, and she was like, well, how do they move? And asking me all this stuff, and I'm like, how am I supposed to tell you this?
Well, she could ask me. I would have been able to tell her every single detail.
So this is what happened. So then I said, well, they draw it so that it's like one paper, and they draw it, and then they draw it slightly moved, and then you flip it, and she just looked at me like she had no idea what I was talking about. So then I showed her. I got a sticky pad. I got a sticky pad, and I drew a little guy, stick figure, running towards the wall, doing a flip, and then running back, like, you know, you do in high school when you're bored and stuff. So I took a sticky pad, and I showed her that, and she was like, wow, that's cool. And she took it and showed her mom, and she was all excited. She was like, look, this is how they make cartoons. I was like, except a little
That's not the only way. They also will put images on a circular thing.
It's also digital now, digitized.
Well, yeah, but they'll put it on a circular little, like a cylinder, and they'll put a bigger cylinder on the outside with little cuts out of it, and then you spin the outside thing, or no, you spin the inside thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like...
How it can't be called animation anymore because they're not animating anything if it's digital.
It's computer animation.
Whatever.
It's still animation.
Okay. Somebody still has to figure out how to, anyway, yeah.
You all have organize points of the body on the computer. Tell the computer this is where this point is and this point and this point, and then you can move it around.
I don't understand all that stuff.
I don't either, but I understand a little bit, obviously, so I can tell you.
So that's my only... But that's how Snow White was done, isn't it?
She was fully drawn out. So,
which is so
they all were up until like
There's like hundreds of pictures.
Up until like Toy Story, maybe like 1 or 2 before that, they all were. They were all drawn out. The Little Mermaid.
So I wasn't
Beauty
the
and the
Lion
Beast.
King
No.
Something new.
Beauty and the Beast was drawn.
Oh, okay. Well,
they were drawn. Spirit, the movie that's DreamWorks, was
before
drawn.
It was bought out by Pixar and Disney.
DreamWorks is bought out?
I think so. I don't know. They're all the same thing, I think.
Mm.
Yes, because DreamWorks
I think Pixar was
is
bought
at the beginning of Kung Fu Panda, and Kung Fu Panda is by Pixar too. And Pixar is by Disney.
Pixar is not by Disney.
Yes.
They're not the same.
Yes. Disney bought Pixar.
Well,
Toy Story is in Disneyland. The characters of Toy Story are in Disneyland.
I understand. Toy Story was a Disney production.
No,
Pixar
it wasn't. It was by
animation.
Pixar.
But it was also by Blue Sky.
Anyway, we're not talking about this anymore because
The only other thing that we're going to talk about is cats, since we don't need to talk very much about them. We have cats. And Lindy is going to post at the, maybe even right here, do you want to post a picture of our niece holding a cat? Our cat.
Yes.
Our white cat. It's going to be right here. He's, a cute cat. At least how he looks. Personality-wise. Maybe not as much, particularly so. But he's a sort of nice cat.
I've been attached to one cat in my life. When I was 13, I had a really good friend, and she had, seriously, the craziest cat you ever met in your life. You would hang your arm over the side of the couch and just be sitting there watching a movie, and this cat would come up and attack you because your fingers were dangling. It was crazy. Every slightest bit movement was like an attraction for this cat. It was outrageous. What?
Oh.
So Crazy cat. That's
Crazy
my
cat.
crazy cat story.
Never mind. The person I said is a crazy dog person, not a crazy cat person. My bad.
So tell us about your cat stories. Tell us about your animation stories.
Ooh, there's lots of cat movies. We should at least.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Okay, so there are Aristocats. What else is a cat movie? There's Tiger in Five Goes West and an American Tail.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Where else are there cats? Calvin and Hobbes. They could be animated.
There's no cat in Calvin and Hobbes.
It's a wild cat, but he's still a cat. Does it say what kind of cat they are?
Then Lion King.
Oh yeah, Lion King, that one too.
Like the...
Whatever. Anyway.
Thank you for watching.
You tell us your favorite cat animated videos, even if they're not
or mule ones.
Cats. It doesn't say they have to be domestic cats. It can be any kind of cat. So you tell us your favorite cat. My favorite cat is a jaguar.
Mine is a tiger. Always has been. I love tigers.
Jaguar. Anyway, I love how strong they are and how they can drag stuff up the tree. My second is probably a cheetah because they're the only ones that do not get into villages and wreak havoc, and they don't get killed, and they are very protective of their young, and they're just sweet and cute and cuddly and vicious.
Very cuddly.
Anyway.
I've always wanted to cuddle with one random cheetah.
Especially a BB. We love you. Please. You can say it this time.
Like, comment, share, subscribe,
and
follow all our Insta, Facebook.
I get to say this part. Yes, follow our stuff on Facebook
and
Instagram, and may adventures be in your tarjetas, cards.